Florian Wirtz. We are on the verge of signing one of the biggest and best talents in world football in Florian Wirtz. 150 million euros is the reported fee for the German international. And what a signing, what a statement this would be by Liverpool and certainly FSG. Winning the Premier League is not enough for the club, as it seems. We want to go again, and Florian Wirtz is certainly a signing to prove that. What a player, what an absolute magician. When I say magician, the last player we had anything like Florian Wirtz was Philippe Coutinho, a sale that pretty much brought us in Virgil van Dijk and Alisson Becker, having sold him to Barcelona for over £100 million. This time we've replaced him finally in terms of what this guy brought for us, Philippe Coutinho. We've replaced what he can bring to us in Florian Wirtz. So what does Florian Wirtz bring? He brings creativity. He brings someone that causes havoc. He brings someone that can dribbles at players with confidence and swag. He brings brilliance. That's what he brings. 150 million euros. And people will say, you'll get the rivals out there. You're going to get them. We do it with other players as well from other rivals. Rivals will say, you've overspent. You've overpaid. You better work out. Well, I've always been very, very consistent on this. Everyone, pretty much 98% of footballs these days are overpriced. Let's be honest. It's very rare you get an Alexis McAllister for a release clause. It's very rare you get cheap bargains that work out. Usually, you've got to pay the money. Florian Wirtz, yes, 150 million euros seems a lot, but wow, he could be worth every single penny. Look, go back on Virgil van Dijk, for example. Virgil van Dijk, everyone was saying, oh, you've overpaid. Why have you paid that much for that? Why have you paid a record amount for a defender? What's he going to bring to you that no other defender can? We've seen it. Virgil van Dijk at the time was expensive, but has more than made up for that expense in terms of what he's put on the pitch. Florian Wirtz will be that signing. I can tell you that now. There's a reason why I did a stream 2 months ago, and Florian Wirtz was my dream signing on that. There's a reason why he was on the thumbnail, because this guy is special. This guy is incredible. This guy is a game changer. And what this is, it's not only a game changer on the pitch, but it's a game changer off the pitch. We are here. We are here to win again. We are here to build a dynasty, to build something special with Arne Slot. Something we tend not to do before, but this time, finally, we are showing some ambition. We are making a huge statement to everyone, not just the Premier League. We are making a huge statement to across Europe. But who does Florian Wirtz remind me of? Check the thumbnail. Philippe Coutinho. We haven't had a player like this that played that position with the creativity that he has and what he can bring in that position since Philippe Coutinho. And they are quite similar. They are quite alike. Both dribble with confidence and swag. Both scare defenders with their close control and their ability to turn and take on players. Their vision is exceptional. Florian Wirtz's vision, those little small passes that you want to make. It's all right having the big long passes over the tops, but these areas of the pitch where the number 10 players in and around the box, coming from the centre circle into that area where players don't like to be picked up. Defenders hate it. Defenders hate players that pick up those pockets. Florian Wirtz is that player. Florian Wirtz can create so much from that area. And his link-up play is absolutely spot on. Another thing that is quite like Philippe Coutinho is to have long-range shots. And at Liverpool, we've cried out for shooting. We've got quite a few players that can go. That's the frustrating thing. We just don't see it as often. McAllister is known for a long range shot. Came in knowing that he's very good at long range shots. He doesn't do it often enough for me. Salah can have a long range shot in him. But Florian Wirtz is not only long range, he's absolutely exceptional. It's pinpoint. It's more placed. It's not a smash it and hope for the best. It is placed. It is more like Philippe Coutinho the way he shoots, cutting inside and shooting, aim for the top corner.
The reason why Philippe Coutinho and Florian Wirtz are quite similar is because of the attributes they have. Not just the long range shots, just the way they play on the pitch, the way they control the game from the positions they are. So Philippe Coutinho has played on the left wing, he can play on the left wing, he can play centre midfield as well. Same with Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz does the exact same thing. Centre midfield he probably can play as a 3. He could probably play on the left wing. He has played on the left wing. He can also play as a false 9 with the attributes he's got because of his link up play and his ability to score goals and basically be a threat going in front of goal, a threat going forward. So Florian Wirtz could play all those positions, but his best position, just like Philippe Coutinho, is in the cam position. So this is using also data MB for the comparisons to midfielders and forwards. Because like I said, Florian Wirtz has attributes where he can play as a midfielder, as a cam, or he can also play in the forward line as well. And cams usually have these attributes that can play in that. Cams have the ability of a midfielder that can go back and forth, that can spray passes around, that can be involved in the build-up play, that can progress carries, that can run from deep into the forward positions. But what Florian Wirtz has, and what a lot of 10s usually have, the best 10s in the world, is the fact that they can offer a output and be involved in the latter stages of the latter parts of the pitch. And a big involvement in them, from output to creating big chances to creating, the key passes and things like that. That's what 10s do more so than just general midfielders. So yeah, just looking at the data MB in terms of midfielders, starting off with midfielders. So we're going to compare Florian Wirtz to Dominic Szoboszlai and Alexis McAllister as midfielders. And as you can see, Florian Wirtz hits massively on the progressive carries, 100 percentile. So data MB, for those that don't know what data MB is, it compares the top 5 leagues in Europe and where the players are matched to their positions in terms of all midfielders across Europe. So Florian Wirtz here is 100 percentile, which is the top as you get in terms of midfielders across the top 5 leagues in terms of progressive carries. He also is really high up on forward passes in terms of 66.3 percentile as well. Progressive passes again 78.0, and key passes, which is absolutely crucial. Progressive carries is massive anyway, but key passes 99.6 percentile across the top 5 Europes, across the top 5 leagues in Europe. Sorry, so that is absolutely massive. This guy creates chances, just like Philippe Coutinho did. So Mohamed Salah obviously is our main creator at the moment, and he was our main creator last season with the most assists. And Florian Wirtz immediately takes a lot of slack off Mohamed Salah there. It takes a lot off Mohamed Salah's back and says, look, I can create alongside you. I can create some incredible chances. And this, I think, for me, gets best out of Luis Diaz and Cody Gakpo, respectively. Because these two I think these two need space and need players that can give them those chances in and around the box from a central area. It's been mainly coming from the side of Salah and Trent in terms of the chances they get. So now they've got someone in centrally that can create these chances in Florian Wirtz. So yeah, I'm going to mix it up too, going looking at the forward positions and what Florian Wirtz offers as a forward compared to the forwards that we do have in Luis Diaz, Gakpo and Mohamed Salah. So if you see this, if you look at progressive carries again, 87.7% percentile with Florian Wirtz at the top of that one in terms of those 4, and dribbles again 93.2. We've already said how good this guy is at dribbling. Salah again 64.3 percentile with dribbles. He used to be a dribbler, but now he's got older. He's changed his game around a little bit more, and he doesn't dribble as much. But yeah, look at Wirtz, dribbles for fun. This guy takes players on. What that does is creates so much space for everyone else around him. So we need to get Florian Wirtz as much as we can in and around that box, and especially in that 10 role, just on the edge of the box. Because look at the XG, XA, look at the assists, look at the key passes, look at the attacking actions. They are out of this world. See, Mohamed Salah assist 97.3 is exactly the same as Florian Wirtz in terms of the top 5 leagues. The key passes again with Florian Wirtz 98.4 percentile, better than Mohamed Salah last season. Attacking actions 95.0. He is just absolutely smashing everything out of the park. This guy, what we have got in Florian Wirtz here is a player that not can only offer something that's in the midfield area, that can come back and receive the ball, is willing to put the work in, is willing to shut down, is willing to do everything, the hard work of what a midfielder does. But what this guy does, technically, is fantastic. What this guy brings is another way of attacking in and around that box. Look, Szoboszlai's done a very, very good job on number 10, but he's not a number 10 in terms of what a number 10 really usually offers. And this is why you've got to look at like a Philippe Coutinho. Look at what Philippe Coutinho offered Liverpool, the long range shots, the little intricate passes in and around that area, the key passes, the assists, the vision, it's those little small passes that we need to break down teams, especially those that play back fours, back fives, that are hard to play. These are the ones that we need a Florian Wirtz to break down. And even then, when Florian Wirtz can offer a shot the way he does, like a Philippe Coutinho, it gives defences worries and nightmares. And how do we defend this? If we hold back off him, if we give him space, he's gonna take a shot off, or someone else is gonna run off us and get in behind us. And if they shut him down, he's either going to get past them or it's creating space for someone else. Florian Wirtz is a game changer. Let's get that on absolutely clear. This is an unbelievable signing from Liverpool.
Now it's going to take something special to recreate what the goals that Philippe Coutinho scored for Liverpool, because some of them, at one point, the cutting inside or the shot from just that edge of the box into the top corner was like a weekly thing at one point. And I say it's going to take something special. Florian Wirtz is special. And I'm not just saying this because, you signed him, so you got to big him up here. And it could, I could sit here right now and I'll admit, it could actually go wrong. It could. The Bundesliga to the Premier League. I've seen many players crumble at the Premier League. I've seen many players be brilliant in other leagues, world class in other leagues, and then the Premier League has just not lived up to the hype. But I don't think this is going to be the case with Florian Wirtz. I think Florian Wirtz is going to be absolutely unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. We lost Trent Alexander-Arnold. We lost a lot of creativity with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent had to come inside a lot to create from those areas. Especially under Jurgen Klopp, he played quite forward in terms of, he played sometimes in that number 10 position at times, going forward, depending on who it was against. We've lost a lot of creativity, what he can give in that team, especially from a long range. And I've said all along on this channel, we need to replace that creativity in midfield. Florian Wirtz is a perfect one for that. I don't think it's the only one that I think we should sign. I think we should sign maybe a DM position to fight for Gravenberch, and someone that can give something different to Gravenberch, a passer, a stiller, for example. Just my preference. Someone that can give a bit of creativity from behind that front line and a bit further back. But what Florian Wirtz gives in creativity in that number 10 position would just get the best out of the forwards that we do have. Diaz, Gakpo can focus being wingers, can focus on being what wingers do instead of coming inside and trying to create stuff for themselves. Florian Wirtz take a lot of that. Salah, the pressure on Salah now, especially last season, to not just score goals but to create chances as well. Florian Wirtz alongside Salah could be one of those best duos of all time. We've got 2 years of that. We've got 2 years left of Mohamed Salah. Him and Florian Wirtz together, I think, will be explosive and will be certainly something that will keep managers, rival managers, opposition managers up the night before the game. I'm absolutely certain on that. What Liverpool need now is a striker. And there's people have been asking, what kind of striker? What kind of striker do we need? I just think we need a bagsman. You can get your Firmino types that can come back and link up play, but we don't need that now. Now we've got someone in Florian Wirtz that can play that position that will link up everything that you need to link up, as well as Salah as well on the side. We just need a guy that can put the ball in the back of the net, for me. But Florian Wirtz, what a absolute superstar this guy is. And I can show you Liverpool fans that haven't seen him or haven't watched him and just basing anything up on what they have seen maybe in the Nations League or anything like that, is a superstar, an absolute superstar. And there's a reason why is the money that we're paying for him. And it's about time we did something like this. I'm not saying go out and pay £150 million players, I've already said that. But to make a statement like this is huge, not just for Liverpool, but for the whole of Europe. What do I expect this season with Florian Wirtz? People are going to expect him to hit the ground running. And as I said before, some players don't hit the ground running. Some players find it hard and difficult to adjust to the Premier League. We've seen many players in Liverpool's past that have adjusted to the Premier League. It's took a bit of time, but then they've been superstars. So, again, like with a deal, maybe patience might be key. It might not don't expect like an unbelievable superstar straight away. I think that could happen. I think he could be an unbelievable superstar straight away. Is that good of a player? But if it doesn't happen to be like that, don't just say, oh, I want to waste some money. Rivals will try it. I'll tell you one thing. This guy is special.